My goal is to get book 2 outlined and started. Now there are some scenes that I've already, written out, but I want to get those outlined, and started.
It's like a tattoo. I'll always have you. My inhibitions fade away.
All right, so we're in for another commute chat, and I am working on Belly's book now. Ashley's book was done in the fall, winter, and that was relatively quickly. Belly's book, now that Ashley's is out and I'm attempting this through the summer, I had a plan for locking myself in the house all of July and getting that done, and that's not how it worked out. July is about to end. On the flip side, I have a podcast I've had for about 10 years now, and it is focusing on representation in comics and related media, the Carefree Black Nerd Podcast. I'll link that as well. And in that, I've pumped out so much content from the time I started until I'm just now in the last maybe year starting to slow down, where it's like one episode a week. The show that I do now with my good friend, comic book writer Robert Jeffrey, is the Sliders Review. And so we go every week, and then we kind of altered our timeline to 2 weeks on, 1 week off. And now we're at the end, at the time of this recording, we're at the end of season 2. And so we've kind of worked out our schedule, so we're going to take a bit of a hiatus for about 5 weeks, which couldn't have come at a better time, because now I am going to really truly buckle down and get this done, because I want more books out. That being said, I have the second book in the Loverboy series that's coming, but I also have a book that should exist right between book 1 and book 2. It's not necessarily like a bridge for those two, but it kind of sort of is. My goal is to get book 2 outlined and started. Now there are some scenes that I've already, written out, but I want to get those outlined, and started. And that book that bridges them, I guess 1.5, I want to have that completely outlined. That one is going to be a little bit more difficult, only because it is another attempt, hopefully not failed attempt, at a novella. I want it to be a quick, succinct story that goes, here's plots A, B, and C, get you in and get you out. I know myself, I know how I write, and this has the potential to become a full-length novel, and I do not want that. So what I have been doing is what I do with every work in progress. I have a notes template that I dump everything there. It could be a song, it could be a quote, it could be a joke I heard, it could be a picture I found, it could be just any ideas that I have for that project I'm putting there. And I have quite a bit of content there for that second book. Now, what makes this different from the other projects is that I am desperately trying to make sure that this project is no more than 35,000 words. My goal is to release a novella, and this is not a goal I've had my whole life. This is a goal that I've had once I realized I write a lot. I don't even want to say overwrite, but I don't know. I know you get better with time, and I want to hone my craft, and I want to. What are you doing? I want to be able to write a novella. So if I can make this it, this could be my only one I ever write, and I will be happy. But yeah, so that's the plan. So while I'm at the Pyramid doing my regular work, I'm also then adding to this outline. In this second book, I'm going to be a little bit vague right now, but I do like it, and I like what is being done with that story so far. I am definitely picking up some plot lines or some threads from loving Ashley. I can say that at least. And creating my shared universe, I'll say that. And I fucking love it. So for me, because I am trying to make this a novella, I want to really get into the immersion, like of this story, of this world, of the events and whatnot. And I've never seen a bird not fly away when a car comes. And that is, so that's what I'm trying to do. I also am going to hopefully do all my regular stuff, like do a playlist. I'll do a playlist on YouTube following that journey, of course. Do a mixtape playlist for the soundtrack for the book. Hopefully a bookmark. I would like to do that as well, which it just hit me with the actually I'm going to do a bookmark, and I know exactly what it's going to be. Fuck, that is so dope. So yeah, so it's, I know how I am with writing, so I'm trying to make sure that I keep myself in line. I have free will. I can do what I want. I'm doing the 3 books in the Loverboy series, but they don't necessarily have to come out 1, 2, 3. I'm not writing the 3rd one before the 1st one, but what I'm getting at is, with me having free will and knowing the world I want to create, it is okay for me to work on this novella. That is all right. Like, for some reason, I've been, I won't say punishing myself, because I don't think that's the word I'm looking for, but I've been a little bit hard on myself, because I'm like, get book 1 done, then get book 2, then get book 3, and then whatever extra books you want to have around that time, do those later. And it's like, no, I can do what I want. You don't have to go in a specific order. And I wonder what that is. Is that, like, I don't know, the school system of like, get this done, get this done, get this done? Or is it like just me and the way my brain is wired? Or is it just like routine? I don't know, but I can do what I want. Additionally, I am bringing on some characters. Now, this is where I have a concern. I'm going to reference my nerd side of things for a minute. I am an X-Men mutant fan. The X-Men have been around since the 60s, and there have been countless writers, artists, and creative teams that have told stories. That being said, there are some Marvel database books, but there has not been, since day one, someone categorizing all of the mutants that were created. Or even if it's just like, I wrote a 6-issue miniseries and I made up a fake, I don't know, a hairdresser mutant, and then she had a daughter. And like, that may have been in one issue and that's done, but then 10 years from now, somebody who's writing X-Men, they may have read my run and be like, oh, I really love that hairdresser, and then they bring her up. And now, randomly, 10 years later, she's popping up again. I say that to say, there was a time where the mutants got out of control, where it was just like, and not out of control in like a bad way, but out of control in the sense that there were so many people popping up and coming around over since the 60s that nobody knew, and this is me being editorializing, but nobody knew who they all were. And so that's a fear that I'm running into with my own work, is that I have all of these characters. And in this 1.5 book, there's going to be the addition of at least, well, about three characters for sure. And I'm documenting everyone. I'm doing a story Bible type thing, but I don't want to lose track of my characters like the mutants. Like, I don't want people like, oh yeah, I read Love and Ashley and such popped up, and then I read that 1.5 and this person, and then 10 years from now, when I'm like, I don't know, 50 books in, it's like, whatever happened to so and so, and I'm like, hell if I know. They're still at the party in book 1.5. So that's also something that I'm like trying my best to in these early stages categorize and make sure I at the very least know the person's name, and then like who they're related to, because that's something that I absolutely love doing, is getting those crafting those families and being able to say, oh, John, his sister is Jackie, and Jackie appeared in this book for chapter 6, and then she pops up 5 books later with, her boyfriend, Andrew. It was like, I'm a continuity nerd, and I love being able to track, characters and family trees and whatnot. So that's something that I am going to try to heavily push to the forefront. But all that being said, I just had to get these thoughts out about the upcoming releases and writings and all that good stuff. I'm very excited with what I have and where I'm going, and I'm hoping that y'all like it too. And I overwhelmed in the best ways with the response to Love and Ashley, and I'm hoping that response can continue with these other works. So I'm 𝘾𝙤𝙡𝙚𝙢𝙖𝙣. I am a love story architect. I'm writing stories about black folks in various situations. Right now I am in my contemporary love story bag. Loving Ashley is my debut novel. Two black men in the big city trying to find love, overcoming obstacles and miscommunications and all that good stuff. It is a healing journey, and I make sure to add that in. It is also a healing journey. So moving on to the other books in the series in that world, I hope you follow me on this journey. Hit me up on all those socials. I know Threads, I'm being a little bit more active there. I'm on the TikTok, Instagram. I really need to step my cookies up for Instagram because I have not really been whatever, but I'm there. Yeah, so follow me, and read something, my book, write something, a review of my book, and come back and tell me, right? All right, y'all.
My love safe haven of conversation, where we make space and ease our frustrations. Continuation for days and days, and I can just say it, no explanation.